Hey, Gold Club members, we're back with another edition of Ask Ron. We're actually live at our business management boot camp right now, and we're taking a little bit of time to stop, like we do every week, to answer your questions. Just a reminder, if you're a Gold Club member, you can send your questions in to ask@ronlegrand.com, or you can post them on the Gold Club forum, and Ron will answer them there if another student doesn't answer them first for you. Hey, Ron, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to go.
Good, good. All right, we only have a few questions this week. First two, actually, these aren't quite questions. We got Steve Engstrom from Florida. You submitted two pretty long descriptions of some properties you're working on, but you didn't ask any question about it, so we're not really sure what you're looking for there. So if you want Ron to answer it next week, go ahead and update those. And he only needs the facts. He doesn't need big, long pages. So just whatever you want to know there, Ron will be happy to answer for you next week. Let's see. Derrell from Maryland says, I have around 8 deals in the works right now. I've been speaking with these sellers for almost 3 weeks now. I don't have your virtual assistant yet, but I do have one. I got all the information out of them, filled in as much of the PI sheet as I could. My next goal is to figure which direction I should take with each based on the numbers. Each seller is very comfortable with me, whereas they are willing to be flexible in any way that sounds attractive. How would I get help just structuring my offer?
Well, Derrell, first of all, I don't know what training you had or you haven't had. If you have not been to Quick Start School, you better get there as soon as possible. But what you really need is a mentor. And I don't know what you know about that or what you don't know about that, but that's the person that would be working with you on every single one of these deals and even talking to the seller for you and structuring the deal with you and presenting it for you if you want them to. But I don't know what you've done. By the way, I can't even sign you a mentor until you've been to Quick Start School. So that's first on your list. Now, you didn't even tell me whether they were terms offers or whether they were ugly house offers. So I don't know. Are they all cash? Or are they terms? If they're terms offers, I mean, I could spend hours on on that, but there's really only 2 ways you're going to buy them. Either you're going to buy them by taking over the debt subject to, or you're going to buy them on a wraparound mortgage or deed of trust. So when you ask, how do I structure offers, it also means that you don't have my scripts and haven't been trained to use my scripts. Because if you were, the script will ask questions for you to ask the seller, and the seller structures the offer for you. In other words, it's ask, what's the least you could take if we agree on the terms, and then we usually buy with nothing down, okay? And then, what's the least you could take per month? I mean, it's right in the script. So instead of you trying to structure offers, the goal is to let the seller make the offers to you. But gosh, without the training, and you need this immediately. Nick, do we have a lesson on the Gold Club site about? Geez, I don't know. What lesson would I even send them to?
It really does depend on what kind of deal it is. You know, we have specific lessons on the different types of deals, whether you're trying to do a pretty house deal or if you're trying to wholesale or whatever you're trying to do. So without that information, I don't even really know where to send you except to the search bar at the top of the Gold Club there.
I also have a course on terms. It's only $8.97. You can get a hold of our office. That's probably the smartest thing for you to do because it's got everything you need in there to do a terms deal. Well, I got another one on wholesaling too, for that matter. But I guess that's probably the cheapest place for you to start. And if you want to get to the boot camp, we'll give you a credit when you upgrade. So take a look at what we got. Take a look at what fits you, and make a decision based on that. You got to get the training, man, or you're going to blow some perfectly good deals.
All right. Our next question is from Elliott in California. Elliott says, I have a deal where the monthly payment for the seller is only principal and interest because the taxes and insurance have been prepaid already for the rest of the year. What's the process for handling the rest of the year's prepaid taxes and insurance upon closing?
Well, you're buying it, I assume, and if that's the case, the seller will give you a credit for the amount of time they've been in the house, and at the end of the year, you're going to get the entire tax bill. So you got to pay the whole thing, And as far as insurance goes, you got to buy that policy at the day you close or before and pay it a year in advance. The seller's insurance is no good to you. You cannot use it. You got to get a new non-owner occupied policy. So if there is going to be no escrow account, then that's up to you to pay every year going forward. And the same with the taxes. But they'll be prorated. The taxes will be prorated. The insurance won't, because you're not getting the seller's policy.
All right, and our final question is from Robert in California. And Robert says, in California and other deed of trust states, closings are done with escrow companies by an escrow officer. On a terms deal of any type, is there any benefit to using an attorney if escrow companies are very experienced in closings?
Yeah. I've probably answered that question 100 times, so let's make you 101. All right. First of all, an attorney is working solely for you and represents you. An escrow company is working for their underwriter. They're not representing you. An attorney is going to make sure you have the right documents in place. The escrow company is only going to put what's normal in place. And if you ever got attacked by the seller or the buyer, escrow company's out of it. They're not going to have anything to do with that case, whereas your attorney will be a witness. He won't represent you because he was a party to the closing, but he'll certainly be testifying for you. Your attorney is someone you can go to when you need questions answered. Probably escrow companies will do that for you as well. But think about it. It's only a few $100s to hire an attorney when you're buying, and it's zero when you're putting a lease option tenant, because they pay the attorney's fee. I make them bring the attorney's fee in when they go sign the documents, along with their first month's rent and the rest of their deposit that I haven't collected. A real estate closing attorney is a very, very inexpensive asset that I'm going to continue to strongly recommend you have on your team. They're going to save you way more than they cost, and they're going to prevent some mistakes, and they're going to keep you legal, and they're going to help you if something does go wrong along the way. Get an attorney. Let people do what they do best. Your escrow companies in California are no different than our title companies all over the rest of the country. Title companies close real estate deals everywhere, but that still doesn't mean you don't need an attorney. Now, some escrow companies have attorneys within, but if you hire one of those attorneys, I'm fine with that. But you got to make sure they're representing you and not the underwriter, and they need to sign a statement saying they're representing you. Okay? I got one, Nick, came to me this morning. Forgot who it was from, but the question was, what happens when my attorney just doesn't understand land trust and wants to poo-poo it, or something like that? Okay, look, it's not your job to educate your attorney, but on the other hand, if they simply will not allow you to take title into a land trust, probably easier for you to just take title into an LLC. You can form an LLC in a day or two, and you'll have one. Just go on your state's website, fill in the blanks, and get an EIN number, and pay the fee to form it, and you have an LLC. Now, of course, you don't have one now until the state has approved the name and you have an EIN number. Okay? So now you can close in that. I just don't want you to put more than, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 deals in one LLC, because whatever happens to one happens to all of them. It's the easiest way to do it. And they all understand LLCs, but me, I'm going to be a little different, because I'm going to educate them on, in fact, I'm not going to give them a choice. I'm taking title in this land trust. I'm not asking you for permission. Here's the deed. Check it and see if you see anything that you don't like about it. And that's how we're taking title. But, you know, not everybody's strong enough or mean enough to do that. I am. All right, Nick, is that it?
Yeah, that's all the questions we had.
Okay.
We do have a couple of virtual events, 3 or 4 virtual events coming up.
Sure do.
We've got one coming up on the 3rd is the next one.
Let's give them the dates.
Yeah, sure. We've got one coming up on August 3rd, and that's how to do terms in this COVID virtual environment.
That's a half-a-day seminar, and we're going to be doing deal structuring at the end of it. and that's me telling you where and how the money is made. And these are live deals, incidentally. Mentors are going to call to make some live deals, and I'm going to spend about an hour going over those. And that's free.
Yep, that's
And
August 3rd from noon to 5 Eastern.
Noon to 5 Eastern. So I'm having mercy on you California folks. I don't know why, but I'm having mercy on you.
We of course have we're doing our Quick Start Real Estate Schools virtual until we can get back out live again. So we've got another one of those coming up next month. Then we do have our Finding Motivated Sellers event at the end of August, August 26th, 27th, and 28th.
And if you haven't heard about that one, it's a 3-day event, never been done before, and that's what it's about. I'm going to have 6 or 8 people in the industry that are doing very well that we've chosen, and they're going to tell you what they do to find sellers, and then I'm going to spend a little part of time on there as well, telling you what I think you should do to find sellers. And when it's over, you're going to have way, way, way more to do than you're ever going to do, but you're going to see that it's not that difficult if you just do a few things, and only a few things. Fill your machine up very quickly. And the whole goal of that is to get sellers to call you, because they are way better sellers than when you're chasing them. Quality leads are the difference between getting deals done with a little bit of work and getting deals done with a lot of work. Quality leads and the ability to answer that phone are the 2 key ingredients to the terms business. And that's free, right?
That one's free as well.
Okay. What is it? August what?
August 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Okay. Can they register for it?
Yeah, we'll put the link right down below this video.
All right.
And then, of course, September, I think these dates are pretty solid, but I know they may change, but our seller financing event, another 3-day event that we're doing,
Yep.
September 16th, 17th, and 18th currently.
Okay. You guys are harassing me to do another seller financing boot camp, so I agreed to do it. I haven't done one in, 3-4 years? So this is all about not only just buying, but selling. Buying and selling with owner financing. So more on that. That's a paid event, isn't it?
No,
No? What?
it's another free one.
What?
Another free one.
How are we going to make money doing free events, man? Oh, my God. All right, pretty soon we'll be sending you checks. All right, I'll see you next week. Let's go get something going.